Welcome to this video review. Today I'm going to talk about and show all the features, and in the end, like in all my reviews, I will also speak about what's really good with these rings and what could have been done better. So as you're able to see in front of me, I have Contessa Picatinny rings, and they have different versions of Contessa Picatinny rings. So these are, I would say, the default version, because they also have light Contessa Picatinny rings, which are made out of aluminum and are a little bit different. And then they have the Contessa Tactical Picatinny rings, which are again a little bit different. But this default version is also the version which is in the production for the longest time, and I would say they're also the most popular ones. So they are made out of steel, and they're produced by Contessa. Contessa is a company based in Italy, in northern Italy, about 50 kilometers away from Lago di Garda. And they have more than 40 years of experience with producing of scope mounts. What I think they are most famous for is their fit and finish. I do believe that they are among the best companies that produce mounts in this regard. So their fit and finish is one of the best you're able to find. And I speak a lot of times when I say that many other companies in this industry could learn from them what is and how it's possible to produce really nice, appealing scope mounts which are of highest possible quality and which have superb fit and finish. Even on these rings, you're able to see that all the edges are rounded, and there is not a single detail on the whole mount that wouldn't be thought about and I would say done properly. See, even on this inner side, everything is rounded and nicely curved and so on. So they're really good in this respect. So this, I would say, default Picatinny rings they produce out of steel. They're roughly 15 millimeters wide. The reason for it is that this way they are not too heavy, because they're made out of steel, even though they are quite substantially heavier than their light series, which is made out of aluminum. But we know that some people prefer steel. And they come in all possible versions. So they start with 1 inch, then 30 millimeters, which we have here, and then 34 millimeters, 35 millimeters, 36 millimeters, and 40 millimeters. So they basically covered all possible configurations of scope tubes. And they also come in different heights. So 1 inch and 30 millimeter rings come in 4 different heights: 8, 12, 19, and 26 millimeters. And 26 is really extremely high. While 34, 35, 36, and 40 millimeter rings, they come only in 2 heights. And that is 8 millimeters and 12 millimeters. So the 40 millimeter rings, even they come at 14.5 and not 12. I don't understand why, but okay, this is the way how it is. They come with 10 years warranty in a packing like this, with all the screws included, and also with a Torx key with them. And on the other side, you're able to see all the torque values. So for clamping of the Picatinny rail, maximum torque is 5 millimeters. For clamping of scopes is 2 millimeters. I would say that even 2.2 still works, and it's not really that bad. You see that they have one single zero stop that goes the entire length of the Picatinny rail, so it goes inside of the notch. And this, it's a normal, I would say, a normal nut, which is exactly 10 millimeters. So you need a 10 millimeter key to apply that 5 Newton meters of torque. Inside you see small grooves. So if you are using any kind of material between the scope and the rings, usually some people use glue, other people use nylon from gloves, from medical gloves. I would say, honestly speaking, that if you're not having a really hard kicking caliber, if you're not having something like 338 Lapua Magnum or something similar, or 50 BMG, it will work also without any material between the scope and the rings. There will nothing be wrong with that. Okay, I think we came to the conclusion where I go through everything what I like about this product and where is still some room for improvement. So what I like the fit and finish, which is like with all Contessa mounts, it's really, really good. I also like that they produce these rings in all possible diameters, from 1 inch to 40 millimeters, even 35 millimeters, which is quite rare. They are still producing the rings in that diameter. I also think it's nice that they're made out of steel, even though I'm more of a fan of aluminum mounts. But I know that some traditional hunters and some traditional gunsmiths, they prefer steel anyway, and this is a good option. What could have been done better? So if you're buying 1 inch or 30 millimeter rings, you have 4 different heights. So 8, 12, 19, 26. But if you're buying 34, 35, 36 millimeter rings, then you have, and 40 millimeter rings, you only have 2 heights. So 8 and 12 millimeters and nothing else. So they could produce other versions also. It would be very positive. I also think that it would be good if they would produce something lower than 8 millimeters. If they would produce, let's say, 5 millimeters or 6 millimeters. This is something that also a lot of people would buy. Price-wise, they are priced between 130 euros for 30 millimeters all the way to 180 euros for 40 millimeters and 36 millimeters. Price-wise, they are okay. 16 millimeters of width, well, 15 millimeters. I apologize for my mistake. I think it's on the lower end. I think 20 would be better, but I understand that then these rings would be really, really heavy. And this is basically all the things I can remember that could have been done better. So more different height options and maybe 1 or 2 millimeters additional in their thickness, so that the contact surface between the scope and the rings would be even bigger. Thank you for watching. If I forgot something or if you have any additional questions, please use the comments below. Send us an email. And normally, if you like our videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.